Welcome to Westeros, a land of knights and dragons, feasts and betrayals. Our story begins with a royal decree that shakes the Seven Kingdoms. King Robert Baratheon is dead. The throne, a giant iron monstrosity, sits empty. Who will claim it? The contenders are many, their ambitions fierce. Cersei Lannister, the queen, wants power for her son Joffrey, a cruel boy king. In the north, young Robb Stark seeks justice for his father's suspicious death. Daenerys Targaryen, exiled across the sea, dreams of reclaiming her birthright with fire and blood. But in this contest for power, some play dirty, very dirty. We're here to uncover the worst of the worst, the villains whose deeds would make even the bravest knight shiver. Get ready, because in Westeros, when you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. Joffrey Baratheon, the boy king, sits upon the Iron Throne. He's a pint-sized tyrant with a cruel laugh and a taste for torture. His reign is a parade of wickedness, each act more appalling than the last. He delights in tormenting Sansa Stark, his betrothed. He forces her to look upon her own father's severed head. He humiliates her in front of the court, his laughter echoing through the Red Keep. Joffrey's cruelty isn't limited to Sansa. He orders the execution of innocent children. He shoots a crossbow at a prostitute. He even abuses his own uncle, Tyrion, the dwarf who dares to defy him. Is Joffrey's heart as black as the ink used to write his decrees? Or is he merely a product of his upbringing, a puppet controlled by his manipulative mother? Cersei Lannister, the Queen Regent, is a master manipulator, a woman who wields her beauty and cunning like a weapon. Her beauty is legendary, captivating all who gaze upon her, but beneath her golden exterior lies a heart of ice, cold and calculating. She craves power above all else and will stop at nothing to protect her children and secure her position, even if it means resorting to murder and treachery. Her love for her twin brother Jaime is both a weakness and a weapon, a bond that is as dangerous as it is deep. Their incestuous relationship is a dangerous secret, one she'll kill to protect, knowing that its revelation could destroy them both. Whispers of poison and plots follow her like a shadow, a constant reminder of the enemies lurking in every corner. She orchestrates the death of King Robert, removing him from her path with a calculated ruthlessness that leaves no room for error. She manipulates Joffrey, her son, fueling his worst impulses to maintain her grip on power, turning him into a puppet for her own ambitions. She sees enemies everywhere, even in her own family, her paranoia growing with each passing day. But Cersei's ambition might be her undoing, as her relentless pursuit of power blinds her to the danger she faces. Her web of lies is fragile, a delicate construct that could come crashing down with one wrong move, exposing her to the very dangers she seeks to avoid. Is she a master strategist, weaving her plans with precision, or merely a pawn in a larger game, destined to be outmaneuvered by those more cunning than herself? In the cold, unforgiving north, Ramsay Bolton, the bastard of the Dreadfort, reigns supreme. He's a sadist, reveling in the suffering of others. His cruelty knows no bounds, his laughter as chilling as the northern winds. He takes pleasure in hunting human prey, chasing them through the woods with his hounds. He enjoys torture, both physical and psychological, breaking his victims until they are mere shells of their former selves. His treatment of Theon Greyjoy, once a proud ward of the Starks, is particularly horrific. He breaks Theon's body and mind, transforming him into Reek, a whimpering shadow of his former self. Ramsay's cruelty is a stain on the north, a festering wound that refuses to heal. But even the darkest night must eventually give way to dawn. Will Ramsay's reign of terror ever end? Pettier Littlefinger Baelish is a master manipulator, a spider patiently weaving his web of deceit. He's always scheming, always plotting, always looking for an opportunity to advance his own position. He uses his cunning and charm to manipulate those around him. He plays both sides, whispering secrets and planting seeds of doubt. He thrives on chaos, believing it creates opportunities for advancement. He orchestrates the War of the Five Kings, pitting brother against brother, all for his own gain. He betrays Ned Stark, leading to his execution. He even manipulates Sansa Stark, using her innocence and vulnerability for his own twisted ends. But Littlefinger's web of lies is vast and complex. Will he become entangled in his own machinations? Or will he emerge victorious, sitting atop the ashes of a kingdom he helped destroy? Gregor Clegane, known throughout Westeros as the Mountain, is a name that strikes fear into the hearts of many. He is a hulking brute of a man, towering over his foes with an intimidating presence that few can match. He's a terrifying figure, clad in heavy armor, his face hidden behind a fearsome helmet that conceals his true visage. But it's his actions, not just his appearance, that truly inspire terror across the lands. He's a ruthless killer, known for his unparalleled brutality on the battlefield, leaving no survivors in his wake. He shows no mercy, crushing his enemies with ease, as if they were mere insects beneath his feet. He takes sadistic pleasure in inflicting pain, leaving a trail of broken bodies and shattered spirits in his wake. He's responsible for the brutal murder of Elia Martell, Prince Rhaegar Targaryen's wife, a crime that echoes through history. He dashed her infant son against a wall, a horrifying act that still haunts the halls of the Red Keep and the memories of those who witnessed it. The Mountain is a force of nature, a whirlwind of violence and destruction, an unstoppable juggernaut on the battlefield. He's a weapon wielded by those in power, a blunt instrument used to crush their enemies and enforce their will with brutal efficiency. But even monsters can be controlled, can't they? The question remains, who truly holds the leash of this beast, and for how long can they maintain their grip? Section 7. Walder Frey's Feast, a wedding red with blood. Walder Frey, Lord of the Crossing, is an old man, his face a roadmap of bitterness and resentment. Known for his many wives and even more numerous offspring, a sprawling, grasping family, always seeking an advantage. He's a man who values loyalty above all else, but his definition of loyalty is twisted and self-serving. Feeling slighted by Robb Stark, who broke a marriage pact, his revenge is swift and brutal. He orchestrates the Red Wedding, a massacre that violates all laws of hospitality and honor. He betrays Robb Stark, his pregnant wife, and his bannermen, slaughtering them in cold blood during a wedding feast. The Red Wedding is a stain on the soul of Westeros, a testament to the depths of human depravity. It's a reminder that even in times of celebration, treachery lurks in the shadows. Section 8. Euron's Evil Eye. The Kraken's grip tightens. Euron Greyjoy, the Crow's Eye, is a pirate king, a terror of the seas. He's a charismatic and ruthless leader with a dark sense of humor and a thirst for power that knows no bounds. Known for his cruelty and his disregard for the old ways, he's a godless man who mocks the drowned god of his ancestors. He seeks to conquer Westeros, not through strength of arms, but through cunning and manipulation. He commands the Silence, a ship crewed by mutes whose tongues he ripped out. He's rumored to practice blood magic, seeking to bind powerful forces to his will. Euron Greyjoy is a wild card, a dangerous element in an already volatile game. His ambitions are vast, his methods ruthless. Will he succeed in his bid for power, or will the Kraken's grip ultimately slip? Section 9. The Night King's Army. Winter's chilling embrace. Beyond the Wall, in the frozen wastes of the far north, lurks a different kind of evil. This is a land where the sun barely rises, and the cold bites with a ferocity unknown to the southern realms. The Night King, a being of pure ice and malice, commands a vast army of the dead. His presence alone can freeze the very air, turning the living into icy statues. He is a creature of legend, a harbinger of winter and death. Stories of his malevolence have been passed down through generations, each more terrifying than the last. Once a man of the Night's Watch, he was transformed by the children of the forest into a weapon against humanity. This transformation was not just physical, but also twisted his very soul. Now, he seeks to extinguish all life, to plunge the world into an eternal winter. His goal is not just conquest, but the complete annihilation of warmth and hope. His army is relentless, a tide of death that threatens to engulf all of Westeros. They march without rest, without fear, driven by an unending hunger for destruction. He commands the White Walkers, his lieutenants, and the Whites, reanimated corpses devoid of will, driven by his command. Each fallen enemy only swells his ranks, making his army ever more formidable. The Night King is a force of nature, an embodiment of winter's wrath. His power is as ancient as the land itself, a chilling reminder of the North's unforgiving nature. He is the ultimate threat, the enemy that unites all others in a desperate fight for survival. In the face of such a foe, alliances are forged and old enmities are set aside, for the Night King brings a darkness that none can face alone. Section 10, and the worst of all, the viewer decides. There you have it, a rogues gallery of Westeros' wickedest. From cruel kings to scheming queens, from sadistic lords to ancient evils, we've explored the darkest corners of this fantasy realm. But who is the worst of the worst? That's for you to decide. Was it Joffrey's petty tyranny, Cersei's cold ambition, Ramsay's unbridled sadism, or perhaps the Night King's chilling indifference to all life? Cast your vote, dear viewers, and let your voice be heard. In the Game of Thrones, there can only be one winner, but in the contest for Westeros' worst, everyone loses.